He was best outgoing student in TIS 1979 batch. Conferred Lifetime Achievement Awards, Fellowship and Scholarship by Rotary International, Association for Overseas Technical Scholarships, Japan, and ITM University. With over 42 years work experience in HR leadership roles across several industry verticals, he is now founder and principal consultant at Beeline HR Advisory, Chennai. He serves an independent director on board of three listed companies. Now his interest in photography, modeling for TV commercial or great, writing, teaching, training, networking, travel, and music. Lovely. Founder and lead singer Geet Gatachal and music troupe with over 170 public appearances. Selected in top 6 singer solo category on Star Visa TV Chennai. Featured in Fever FM 1.9 radio talk show Voice of Tomorrow and on webinar live 104.8. And of course, yes, he is a winner at Senior Star Talent Season 4 organized by CP. Thank you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you.
I mean, today he is going
Thank you so
to
much.
tell us about the A to Z of the karaoke. Over to you, sir. Welcome and yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Abhishek, and thank you to seniors today for making this program possible. अभिषेक आप मुझे पिन कर सकते हैं एंड देन मे बी यू कैन ऑल्सो
I'll
देन
do that.
एज यू
Okay, sir.
से जैसे आपकी मर्जी या सो आई वुड लाइक टू वेलकम ऑल द पार्टिसिपेंट्स ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ सीनियर्स टुडे and on my behalf as well. And it is, of course, mainly thanks to seniors today for making this program possible. It was just a casual discussion with Abhishek Srivastava, and he was saying, "Sir, कुछ तो करना ही पड़ेगा music के हिसाब से and all that." So I said, "यार, I am not maybe the right person to do this because he was saying, shall we have a program on how to sing ragas, how to identify raga and all that." I said, "Boss, I am not the right guy anyway." Meaning that, but more than that, I think the discussion really took a turn when I possibly out of experience suggested to him that, yeah, at this age, I mean, mostly I hope seniors only will enroll. So on that basis, I told him, see, at this age, it may be a little too late for most of us. There are people who are learning music at this age. There are people who have enrolled for Sanskrit classes and all of that. But at this age, to be able to teach them raga, that too on an online basis, will be a little too far-fetched. Rather, there are hundreds and hundreds of us who are wanting to sing some of our favorite songs. And now with karaoke being available freely almost, can we not have a program on how to sing on karaoke? And that is how the topic came to be. And it was only a suggestion from me, but I think seniors today as an organization really went absolutely quick on that, and they grabbed the topic with both the hands, as it were, right? So thanks to seniors today really for taking that initiative. Of course, I am also privileged and honored to be given this opportunity. Not that I am a great expert or anything, but I guess I have some experience, so maybe I can do certainly my experience sharing with all of you. Okay, so normally it is not customary to start a program with a disclaimer, but I would like to start with 3 disclaimers. One is that this is not a program where I am going to sing songs from A to Z on karaoke. Why I am saying this is because a lot of my friends themselves and a few people who had registered had got my email ID and then written to me saying that, "Sir, so will you be singing all the songs from A to Z?" मैं बोला, यार तो मैं तो गाने ही वाला नहीं हूँ. Okay, I am going to possibly do some demos, okay, with limited time being available, but I will certainly be able to share my experience and tell you a few basic things which are all essential, because when we started to sing on karaoke, we took care of some of those essential requisites, I would say, prerequisites even you can call it. And so this is not a program where somebody is going to be singing from my side and all of you will be listening. No, very soon, let me also hasten to add that very soon many of you will be singing on this program, because this is not a one session program. This is a program with about 5 sessions that I have lined up. I'll quickly tell you about them. And so very soon, all of you, or at least many of you who volunteer, will be able to demonstrate your practice based upon the practical tips that I have possibly shared with you all. So that was the first, disclaimer. The second disclaimer, of course, is that I am not trained in any form of music. So I take after my Manasika Guru Kishorda. I am not trained. Maybe I also cried in my childhood or something, or whatever we all did. We all used to cry a lot when we were kids, I guess. So somewhere the voice must have opened up or whatever it is, okay? So I do have, but having said that, I do have what we in South India refer to as an ear for music. What an ear for music means that you can appreciate the nuances of different genres of music, whether it is Carnatic in South India, or whether it is Hindustani music, or whether it is Western or rap, or whatever is current today, or even the current Hindi genre of Hindi music, whichever, right? So I do have a ear for music. I like good music. I listen to a lot of music. I appreciate when somebody sings well, and therefore I have also had the opportunity to sit in judgment, meaning as a judge, even in Seniors Today season 5, when I was invited to be a judge on the season 5. So not only that, I have been sitting on as a judge for several talent competitions and online music programs and so on. That is perhaps because I like to hear music, and I can possibly differentiate between somebody singing well and somebody singing not so well, right? So that is the second disclaimer, that I am not an expert in music. The third one, of course, is that based upon what I have grown up with, the third disclaimer is that I shall keep the main focus and backdrop for all our discussions as the 3 decades of the golden era of Hindi film music, that is 1950s, 1960s and the 1970s. Now you may agree or may not agree, but I am not really able to help you in that. If any of you say that no, why are you confining yourself only to the 60s and 70s and 50s? Well, that's when I grew up, right? And so I grew up on a steady diet of Vivid Bharati, Radio Ceylon, Kohinoor Geet Gunjar and Binaka Geet Mala. There was also a nutritious supplement in the form of an opportunity for me to watch Hindi film shooting when I was in school, because I grew up in a place called Lonavala, which is between Bombay and Pune, and that used to be the go-to place for all Hindi film shootings until Switzerland and other places came up, right? So most of the Hindi film shootings used to happen in Lonavala. And so, as a school student in the Kendriya Vidyalaya in INS Shivaji, Lonavala, I had this rare opportunity of bunking classes in the afternoon and in the mornings, and running away to these places where shootings would take place. And so, Rajendra Kumar, Sadhana, Shatrughan Sinha, Dharmendra, Hema Malini, Rajesh Khanna, all of them I have seen. Jitendra, all of them I have seen. I have got their autographs as well in my autograph book. Well, that is not so much to talk about me, but to say that, therefore, I come from this upbringing, and so you have to pardon me if I give examples only from the 50s, 60s and the 70s. I mean, obviously I can't give you an example from Arijit Singh or whoever, not because I don't listen to them, but I'm not able to relate to them. Whereas some of these songs that we grew up with in the 50s, 60s and the 70s are all part of our DNA, right? So if I cut here and the blood comes out, maybe Tum sa nahi dekha, some kind of a lyrics will come out of the blood, right? So that is the, the passion which we carry. And I can see some of my participants clapping hands and saying like this to me. Well, thank you very much for that, but that's because you are able to relate to what I'm saying. But that is not to say that the participants cannot sing or talk about a song which could be from Parinita or from, Devdas or whatever, right? I mean, music is music at the end of the day, right? So I am the result of that generation, and so therefore you will have to give me the leave of absence, if you may call it. Okay. Now let me tell you how I have designed. See, I'm not again talking about myself, but I'm relating it. I am supposedly a good teacher. I have been. Whenever I have started working for the last 42 years, I have also taught in universities, in colleges and in schools. So I do teach quite a lot. Even today I had a class in the morning online for an MBA university, for a university MBA department. And so I have prepared my own lectures. Whatever now I am speaking is all based on the notes that I have prepared. I am not speaking from my head. And so I have done my homework and I have designed 4 sessions for you as a sequel, as a series, right? In this A to Z of karaoke singing. So I have also ensured that we combine theory with practice. And so the structure of the class is going to be 45 minutes of my experience sharing and whatever gyan that I want to share, and 15 minutes of question and answer and interactions, and maybe a demo or 2 of some songs which I have brought for you. The third is that the demo will have to be, the demo or the session that I do here will have to be followed up by practice by you back home. Because it is like saying that I am going to teach you swimming. Now I can't teach you swimming in a classroom. Please understand. I can't teach you cycling in a classroom, right? So I have to take you to the road, give you a cycle, make you fall down 2-3 times and then learn. So similarly, I have to take you to a swimming pool and then teach you how to do the strokes and whatever, etc., etc. So in the same way, we will talk about theory, but we will also have practice. Because in one session, I was telling seniors today who organized it, saying that in one session, I cannot even start talking about karaoke because there is so much. And there is so much about music and there is so much about the subtopics that I want to talk about. So what are the subtopics that I have thought about? One, today I will be talking about of course we are doing the introduction now, but I will be talking to you about the basic elements of a song. Basic elements of a film song. It could be Tamil film song, it could be Kannada, it could be Marathi, it could be Hindi. Right? Mostly the structure is the same. So I'll be talking to you today only about structure of a song, which itself is a subject by itself. Second week, that means next Thursday, I'll be talking to you about karaoke. What is karaoke? How did it come into being? How is it different from an orchestra? What are the challenges in singing to a karaoke track? How to select karaoke tracks? How do you download karaoke tracks? What are some good tracks? What are some not so good tracks? What are bad tracks? Who are the good people who are karaoke let's say publishers on the net, and so on and so forth, right? Then in the third session, which is the third Thursday, we will talk about how to sing. Singers essentials, that means how to culture your voice, how to prepare your voice, what are some of the do's and don'ts, how do you sing, what are the aspects of singing, how do you do throwing of voice, what experts call as throw of voice, and so on and so forth. So I will be sharing some of the essentials of how to sing in the third session. And in the fourth session, I will also like to give you some expert advice about audio visual equipment, including your laptop. How do you connect your laptop to your speakers? How do you connect your speakers to a mixer? How do you connect your mixer to the mic? How many types of mics are there? How many types of mixers are there? And can you do a show like me, like what I am doing for you now, where you are able to hear my audio very well, and I am going to play a background music of a song. So I am sure you will be able to hear the music also pretty well. So how am I doing that? What are the settings that I have in front of me, including some light sources that you can see, like for example this one, right? So you can see the light here, right? So I just put some light near me so that I'm visible a little better for you, and so on. So what are all the things that one must get ready in order to do a solo show on Zoom or on Facebook or on YouTube, right? So in other words, I will give you a package deal, a complete package deal if you are with me for 4 weeks, right? And on the 5th week, of course, the 5th week is a program which will be a program by all our participants. I mean, of course, it seems 120 participants have registered, so we can't have 120 people singing in for 1 hour. It's not possible. But we will perhaps do something where we can hear some of our own co-participants and listen to them and appreciate and applaud them as well, right? And then we will also form a WhatsApp group. Any one of you can take the initiative through Abhishek of Seniors Today. We will form a WhatsApp group so that then we can exchange some songs, exchange some tracks, exchange some additional information which could not be covered in the class, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I have a complete range of a subject as a tutorial for you. So I seek your indulgence, I seek your cooperation, I seek your support, that you should be with me for 4 weeks. 5th week, of course, is your week, so you better be there. So we should all be together for 4 weeks, 4 Thursdays or 5 consecutive Thursdays, and so on. And I'm sure at the end of that 1 month and 1 week, I am very sure that many of you will feel very confident and perhaps be able to conduct a session like what I am doing now, right? So that is the end with which I would like to start my session with you all. Okay, and so there will be 5 sessions, 4 sessions of tutorial and 1 session of practice. Any one of you can just switch on your audio and just tell me, is it a good plan? What have you heard so far? Does it sound good? That's
Very
all.
good. Very good.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Somebody has said excellent. Very good. Thank you so much. That's all. बहुत अच्छा, बहुत बढ़िया. बस यही चाहिए, sir. और कुछ नहीं. See, we are not going to invent the rocket, right? We are not going to invent the rocket here. All of us, let me come to that main piece actually. My first line is to say that every one of us can sing. Some less, some more, some even better. That's all. Everyone can sing. Why? Because we have a throat. All of us have a throat. Right? Is there anybody who doesn't have a throat? Not possible. Only thing is some throats can be affected by Omicron like mine. It's okay. Right? It's a question of few days when you will get well. Right? So all of us have a throat. Right? Do all of us have a heart? Of course we have a very large heart, a throbbing heart. These are the only 2 things which are required for singing. खत्म, my tutorial is over. क्या बोल रहे हैं आप? एक गला चाहिए और एक दिल चाहिए, हृदय चाहिए, बस. Because from the heart you will bring the emotions, right? And the lyrics and all of that, and from your throat you will give the voice. And how will you sing? Thanks to karaoke. Karaoke will give you the music. बाकी क्या रह गया? कुछ नहीं. So there you are. So what are the 3 ingredients? A karaoke track, your throat and your heart. कैसा लगा आपको? Opening sentence, punch dialogue.
बहुत बढ़िया.
Excellent. Okay. So सही है, ठीक है. Okay. So whenever there is music, the other thing about music is whenever there is music, there is fun. And a mood, जो माहौल जो है, वो बन जाता है. The event is also remembered by people for long duration, especially when there is singing, and that is why we all enjoy, right? So in a typical get together or a party, invariably somebody tells you, hey, Kumar is a good singer or Dayanand is a good singer, right? So what do we do? I'm not talking about Dayanand or Kumar, but what do I or anybody will do maybe 10 years back, 15 years back? No, ठीक है, I mean, it's okay, I sing only the bathroom. ठीक है, I mean, I can't reproduce what I sing in the bathroom here because I have to be taking my bath in order to be able to sing, which is what I used to do. I'm not talking about anybody else, I'm talking about myself. I used to sing in the bathroom only. Why? Because the bathroom is a typical 6x6 or a 5x5, and in Bombay it is even smaller. So when you sing in the bathroom, what happens? It is like a studio. The voice echoes, and because it is all tiled, right? Mosaic tiles are there, and so when you sing in the bathroom, what happens? You hear your own voice in a different tone, texture, right? And so you realize, अरे वाह, ये तो अपना studio बन गया, right? And so what do? You go to the bathroom every time you take more often bath, I hope. You go to the bathroom maybe 2-3 times to take your bath or whatever. Close up yourself in the bathroom and start singing. And so who were my greatest fans? My 2 sisters, because they'll be waiting to come into the bathroom to take a bath. I'm not allowing them because I keep singing. And so they'll get late for the school. So who are my greatest fans as well as my greatest enemies? My 2 younger sisters. They will say, "Arey, bahar niklo," but they will also not do that because they used to love my singing. So they'll just sit and listen to the songs outside the bathroom door. Kya? What a scenario, right? So all of us can sing, but we are shy. We lack confidence, right? And sometimes we are hesitant. नहीं नहीं बाद में करेंगे, नहीं नहीं मे बी अगले बार, या फिर पहले आप गाइए ना, फिर उसके बाद मैं गाता हूँ. And then every time we try to take an excuse and keep on postponing our participation, right? So K.S. Chitra, who is a, let's say, she is called as the what do you call it, Papihara, of South, K.S. Chitra, right? So she has sung songs for Roja and things like that, right? So she has very famously said in a recent interview in Times of India that music to her is meditation, right? So music of any form that you like, any form that you can get lost into, is a sort of meditation. It can be a Kishore Kumar song, it can be a Mukesh song, it can be a Geeta Dutt song, it can be a Lata Mangeshkar song, it can be a bhajan by M.S. Subbalakshmi, it can be K.S. Chitra singing with S.P. Balasubramanian, some famous Salman Khan song also, right? So, be it so in a party or in a get-together, we always don't volunteer. And I think after this tutorial, all of you will say, I am ready to sing. Can I sing, please? With the result that you will become the darling of your get-togethers, okay? So songs also help us to travel down memory lane. They recall our good old days, maybe school days, college days, etc. Revive memories, right? They revive memories and we get entertained, and we also are able to entertain those around us, maybe our family members or whatever, or friends, or maybe college friends in a college canteen or whatever. And it also energizes us. Right? Many of us, when we feel a little low on mood, I think we go and listen to some favorite songs, we become completely energized, right? So everyone can sing is a theory that I hold, and we want to sing our favorite songs. We can sing for our own pleasure and to help rediscover our love for music, and we can also entertain our family and near and dear ones, or be able to sing for an occasion or on an occasion, etc. So we need not have to learn ragas or let the technicalities deter us. अरे बहुत टेक्निकल सॉन्ग है यार, पूछो ना कैसे मैंने रैन बिताए, बाप रे इतना बड़ा इतना डिफिकल्ट सॉन्ग है, मुझसे नहीं होगा. नो प्रॉब्लम, यू डोंट हैव टू सिंग पूछो ना कैसे मैंने रैन बिताए, बट यू कैन सिंग कहीं दूर जब दिन ढल जाए, or some such similar simple song, or Dum Dum Digga Digga, for example. Such a simple song, right? So we can choose simpler songs to try ourselves, gain confidence, and then try पूछो ना कैसे मैंने रैन बिताए. Correct? So, thanks to technology, which is karaoke today, we can bring the orchestra live into our dining room, into our bedroom, into our living room. And we can sing to a karaoke. And that's the program that we are having today. And so, that's what karaoke does to us. Karaoke can make us into singers. So, even an aspiring singer like any of you can become a good singer thanks to karaoke. So, let's go quickly into film music. Traditionally, film music would be presented, rather it would be reproduced on stage for public consumption with the help of a regular orchestra. You know, we have all seen orchestras playing. When I was in Bombay, Kalyanji Anandji's third brother called Babla used to conduct Babla and his orchestra. And he used to reproduce all the Kalyanji Anandji songs. He used to bring Kishore Kumar live on the stage. So we have all seen those programs, right? So they can reproduce the music almost 100%. Almost 100%. And if a Kishore Kumar or a Mohammad Rafi or a Lataji is present, then you're almost there. I mean, everything is there for you, right? So famous singers like Mukesh, Lata Mangeshkar, all of them have sung on stage. In fact, Mukesh Chandra Mathur, or Mukesh as we know him, actually passed away during a live show in the US, right? So he was doing an orchestra program in the US, and Lata Mangeshkar ji helped in bringing his body to Bombay, back to Bombay, and so on. So an orchestra would comprise of typically 4 sections. Any orchestra will comprise of 4 sections. There would be a brass section, there would be a percussion section, there would be a woodwind, or what do you call it as woodwind section, flute and all that which takes away the breath of the individual. Then there would be strings, there would be guitar, and there would be electric guitar and all of that, banjo and all of that. And then of course there would be the keyboard section. So five sections would be there in any orchestra: brass section, percussion, the drums and the pads and all of that, woodwind, strings, and the keyboards, which means the piano, the Yamaha keyboard or whatever, and things like that. Yeah, and typically these five sections are represented by instruments such as saxophone, trumpet, clarinet, tabla, dholak, bongos, triple congo, drums, octopad, cymbals, flute, harmonica, accordion, harmonium, banjo, violin, mandolin, cello, guitar. In guitar you have string acoustic guitar, you have electric guitar, you have Spanish guitar, you have Hawaiian guitar. And then you have the piano and the keyboards and several other devices and gadgets in order to produce some special effects. For example, we all know that R.D. Burman and subsequently A.R. Rahman are legendary in using some dalda dabbas and maybe a kind of a cane chair or even a comb or whatever, in order to very unconventional materials and items, in order to produce specific sounds that they wanted to be incorporated in their music. So other than the musical instruments, you can even use any other item. I mean, it could be anything, right? It could be just a sound which you produce with two utensils. Or for the like you saw in in the song Chura Liya Hai Tumne, they used two wine glasses, right? So it can be a wine glass as well, right? So anything can be used to produce sound, good sound. Now, singing with an orchestra versus singing with a karaoke. That's what I want to go to the next topic now. Now, singing with an orchestra requires 3 P's. P for let's say P for poetry, right? 3 P's. What are the 3 P's of singing with an orchestra? Proficiency, that means you must be very good at the song and the lyrics and all of that. Preparation, that means you have to practice and prepare, meaning that you have to know where to do what kind of a nakhrebaji or whatever as they call it, or do some twist and turn, understand where there is a drop in the pitch and then you have to take forward and so on, and practice. So proficiency, preparation and practice. Now these 3 are required even for karaoke singing, by the way, right? So interestingly, this was an entry barrier of singing in an orchestra, and it used to restrain, it was a restraining factor for budding and aspiring lay singers like you and me, right? It was almost impossible for those with some talent only and aspirations to reach the stage, literally, right? They could not even go to the stage because they would not be able to sing with an orchestra, right? And you have to have voice culture, you should have a good voice, presentable voice and all of that. So one had to have a voice that would resemble closely with that of the original, like some of them, like Kumar Sanu used to imitate Kishore Kumar initially. Sonu Nigam has sung a lot of Mohammad Rafi songs, and he is, in fact, I consider him Mohammad Rafi reborn. I mean, it's my personal opinion, you may not agree with it. And things like that. So you had to have a voice which was resembling, otherwise you can't even participate in those orchestra programs. So then came the blessing for all of us. Then came the godsend, which is called as karaoke, okay? And with its more popular description, because karaoke in the earlier days when I got to know about it, it used to be called sing-along. It used to be called sing-along. It was not called karaoke in India so much as sing-along. So they used to say, do you have a sing-along kit with you? That's how they used to say. Only subsequently they said that, do you have a karaoke kit with you, and so on. So thanks to technology, emergence of multi-track recording and the arrival of karaoke, it is now possible to remove the vocals from the original song. So what happens is that the songs recorded in the 50s, 60s and 70s did not have multi-track recording system. So you could not remove a Mohammad Rafi voice or a Kishore Kumar voice, which today you can do. Because anyway the singers come separately and record a duet and go, right? So you can easily remove the, the vocals. The vocals you can easily remove, right? And so therefore today in karaoke, when the vocals are removed, we are all ready to sing with the background music. So what are the key elements of a song? Let me quickly go into the key elements of a song. There are four items present in a song. There are four items present in a song. One is the Taal. That means the beat, right? Da din dhinna, dha din dhinna, dha din dhinna, tak 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 tak, whatever. Whatever is the timing, or it could be just 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, or it could be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It could be any such thing which gives the what you call timing for the song. So the first one, what is it? I'll again and again ask you, and I'll also repeat. So that first one is Taal. In Hindi it's called Taal. In English it is called rhythm, and you can also name it as timing. Timing is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It can be anything, right? So that is why even the orchestra, the music director, we will see that when the singer is about to start the stanza or the Antara, he will say 4, 3, 2, 1. He will say like that, and then he will sing the Antara, right? So the first one is Taal. The second one is Lay. Lay, or the what is called as a grammar, or the algorithm, you can say. Today I think people use algorithm in a much better way. Or the Raag. Raag can also have a meter, right? Every Raag, whether it's a Carnatic Raag or a Hindustani Raag, has got a meter, right? It has got a grammar. It has got a structure, right? So Lay, the second one is called Lay in Hindi, or Dhun, or melody, and it can be, it will be invariably based on a raga. It will be based on a Raag, right? And so some songs are very technical. That is why, like for example, Poochho na kaise maine rain bitaye, or any such song can be quite technical, meaning that they have a classical content, right? So if we are not very classically oriented, we may not be able to produce those jhalaks and the twists and the turns and the nuances, right? So that will require some practice and voice culturing and all that. So some songs are very technical, and hence they involve a little bit of a scholarly or a masterly handling. So Lata Mangeshkar ji will just quickly get over that part, but we will struggle and we'll have to keep listening to it 100 times before we can actually even reproduce it. So while many others are very, very simple and straightforward. So my suggestion is, let us choose some simple straightforward songs to sing at the beginning. We can actually graduate as we go along, right? So what is the first one? Taal, the timing. What is the second one? The rhythm, the lay or the Raag, right? What is the third one? Most important, the sur or the pitch. The sur or the pitch or the scale. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, sa, sa, ni, da, pa, ma, ga, re, sa. So this is a pitch. So there are 7 scale numbers, right? So some of us cannot go to sani, sarigama, padhani, sa, you know, that level. Or it could be like some song. We will talk about some songs also as a practice, but some songs will start there, right? Some songs will start here. Some songs will start here. Saranga teri yaad mein, saranga teri yaad mein. So it starts at a fairly bass, comfortable kind of a level, right? Or some songs like, for example, like Mohammed Rafi's song in Ram Aur Sham, Aaj ki raat mere dil ki salami le le. Now that is a high pitch kind of a song, okay? So saranga is here, that is there. There can be another song, Aansu bhari hai ये जीवन की राहें. So that's again like saranga, right? Or something can be like dum dum diga diga, mausam bhiga bhiga, dum dum diga diga. So it's not like saranga. It is not like Aansu bhari hai. It will be like, It is not like Aaji ki raat. It is at the medium level, right? So there can be different levels of pitching the song. Pitching the song means you have to remember cricket. How do you pitch the ball good length? Just in front of the bat. So that the guy has to bat the ball, otherwise it will take away the stumps. Right? So pitching is very important, because if you don't sing, for example, if I sing Aaj ki raat, no, khatam, then you will say, sir, please stop. Or if I say Aansu bhari hai, you will say, sir, please stop. Right? So every song has a pitch. Now you may not be able to sing in that pitch, fine. So that's okay. Now instead of singing Aaj ki raat, I can possibly bring it little lower and say Aaj ki raat mere dil ki salami le dil ki salami le. Now thanks to Omicron, even this is difficult. Okay. So what I am saying is, there is a very important element of a song which is called scale. You have to remember, you have to recognize it. You have to recognize it. And what is the fourth one, which comes from the heart? Bhaav, Bhavna, expression, emotions. You know, because if you are going to sing a sad song, you cannot say Aansu bhari hai ye jeevan ki raah. Sorry, it's not possible. It's not possible to sing also. You have to sing in a sad way. Dukhi man mere sun mera kehna, jahan nahi chena wahan nahi rehna. I have to be sad. I have to make myself sad. Right? चुरा लिया है तुमने जो दिल को. I have to be happy. I have to be romantic. ये जिंदगी उसी की है जो इसी का हो गया. I have to be a little concerned. I have to be a little involved, right? Isn't it? So are you able to get the difference between the bhav and the pitch? Now, the bhav and the pitch or the sur is within your control. But the first two, which is Taal and Lay, is already determined by the music director. Kalyanji, Anandji or Khayyam has already decided that the pitch will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. He has decided. Now you cannot sing a fast song slowly. You cannot say चला जाता हूँ किसी की धुन में धड़कते दिल के तराने लिए. You will say, sir, you are going in a bullock cart. You are not going in a car like Rajesh Khanna. चला जाता हूँ किसी की धुन में धड़कते दिल के चराने लिए तराने लिए. मिलन की मस्ती भरी आँखों में हजारों सपने सुहाने लिए. ओ चला जाता हूँ किसी की धुन में धड़कते दिल के तराने लिए. It's even faster than that perhaps. Or you know, देखा ना है रे सोचा ना है रे रख दी निशानी पे जान तरररररर कदमों में तेरे निकले हुए दम बस यही अरमान. That's a fast track song, right? दम भर जो दम भर जो इधर मुँह देखे वो चंदा मैं उनसे प्यार कर लूँगी बातें हजार कर लूँगी. So a song is a product or a completed product or a finished product of Taal, timing, T for timing, T for Taal, Lay or melody, right, or Dhun you can say based on a particular raga and a particular grammar, then the sur or the pitch or the scale. sur or scale. So S for sur and S for scale. And the fourth one is the bhav or the bhavna or the expression or the emotions. Expression and emotion. So double E, double S, double T. You can remember it like that also, but anyway, it's not an examination where you have to remember. But the point is that all these four pillars or the four elements of a song are very, very important. Now, what does a song comprise of? Meaning that, for example, the song has primarily three parts. What are the three parts? Introduction, body, ending. Or the introduction, body and conclusion. Now in Hindustani music, in Hindustani classical music, it is called as sthai, or what we call as Antara, right? So the paragraph or the stanzas, whether they are one or two, there are some songs with 2 stanzas, there are some songs with 5 stanzas, there can be a song with 6 stanzas as well, right? And or it can be 3. Typically any song is a typical song that we sing comprises of 3 stanzas. Now in musical language it is called as an Antara. So what is introduction? Mukhda. A mukhda of a song is like we say आंसू भरी है ये जीवन की राहें. So that is the introduction or the mukhda of the song. But the Antara can be वादे भुलाए कसम तोड़ दे वो हालत पे अपनी हमें छोड़ दे वो. So that is the Antara, that is the stanza. So that is the first or the second stanza, I do not remember, but it is a stanza, right? And then there can be the Antim Mukhda or the conclusion, which is again आंसू भरी है. So you conclude it and then conclude it in a nice way saying आंसू भरी है, right? So you conclude with a Antim Mukhda or the concluding Mukhda. There is a starting Mukhda, then in between there are 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 or 6 Antaras, right? So Antara is also called as a Sthai, or it is also called in Carnatic music as Pallavi and Anupallavi, right? And then the you have the Mukhda, which is Anupallavi and Pallavi. Then in Carnatic music the Mukhda is also called as Charanam, right? And why is it called Antara? Because Antara is the inside, Antarmukhi, okay, right? Antar जो बोलते हैं, Antar can be difference or the gap. It can also mean in Hindi or in Sanskrit, Antar means inside, right? So prelude is a mukhda. So in technical terms, how can it be? There will be a prelude. So what is a prelude? It's a music. Like for example in the movie, in the song Avara Hoon, you have the music, right? First you have the accordion and all that, right? So before the start of the song. So that is called as a prelude, right? Then there is a mukhda, right? You say avara hu, avara hu. So you have the prelude and the mukhda. Then you have after the mukhda and before the antara, before the stanza, you have what is called as interlude. Interlude means the intervening background music. The intervening background music. So you have a saxophone, or you have a piano in Pyar Divana Hota Hai kind of thing. You have a piano music or whatever, right? So Antara means within and refers to the verses or the stanzas, and there can be 2 or 3 as I said. And Mukhda gives a flavor of the song. So when you sing Aansu Bhari Hai, they know that अरे क्या mood set कर दिया सर आपने, kind of a thing. Or Chura Liya, you say okay, what a beautiful mood, right? Or any such kind of a song. So the Antara or the Charanams or the stanzas are actually what is called as the soul of the song. So there is a face of the song and there is a soul of the song. The Mukhda is the face of the song and the stanzas are the soul of the song, right? and with some expressive words in these lyrics, the singer is often able to express. That is where the bhavna comes, that's where the bhav comes. So you are able to even cry in a particular song. Kishore Kumar has often used that technique of trying to, just a little bit, like kaise kahe hum, in that song at the end, he just kind of gives a jhalak that he is just about to break down, right? So that is expression, right? So that's what the lyrics have actually got to do with the singer, right? And the singer actually therefore must bring in that emotion and make the song come alive. That's why many times, because of the bhav itself being there or not being there, you actually lose a competition. You would have seen all this sarigama pa and all that. Many singers lose because they have not brought the expression, or many singers win because they have brought that extra expression to the song. And in addition to all this, there can be humming. Like, for example, even this song Aansu Bhari Hai has got then there is a prelude of music, then there is Aansu Bhari Hai, right? So there can be a humming, right? Or there can be a humming in many songs, right? You know about humming. Or there can be an alap. For example, in the movie, in the song Tere Mere Milan Ki Ye Rehna, there is a alap which Lata Mangeshkar starts before she actually starts to sing her Antara, right? So there can be an alap. It can be A, or it can be Sa, or it can be any of the notes from the music world itself. Okay, now quickly I'll pass through to type of songs. Well, there are different types of songs. Can anybody give me an introduction into any one particular type of song? Can anybody quickly, without wasting time, you must be quick to the point, and can you just quickly switch on your audio and come up with a type of song? I can just give you, I'm just giving you a hint. Songs can be based on moods, it can be based on ragas, it can be based on Chand Fir Nikla, it can be about your aankhein, it can be about pyar, it can be about zindagi, right? But that is only one type. What are the types?
Romantic.
What are the types? Romantic songs, sad songs, pathos filled songs. Yes, very true, madam. Yes, next.
Semi-classical.
Sorry?
Semi-classical.
Semi-classical and classical songs, very, very beautiful, very beautiful. There can be songs which are based on jazz. There can be songs which can be based on jazz, right?
Folk song.
Ina Mina Dika, for example, right?
Josh
Folk songs. Folk songs. I think somebody was mentioning folk songs, devotional songs. Yes.
जोश के गाने
Sorry?
जोश के
Ghazals.
गाने
Yeah. Ghazal songs, beautiful. I mean, naturally. Talat Aziz. Bhakti Geets or devotional songs. Yeah.
देशभक्ति
Desh Bhakti, patriotic songs. Yes, yesterday was Republic Day, so many of us remembered Desh Bhakti songs. Absolutely.
Hello?
Absolutely.
Hello?
Okay.
Tattva Padal, sir. Can I say one thing?
Yes, what was he saying? Pathos?
The Tattva Padal, the philosophical ones, like how...
Yeah, philosophical, like, absolutely. किसी की मुस्कुराहटों से हो निसार, जिंदगी कैसी है पहेली, and all of that, right? Yes, somebody was wanting to... Yes, please.
I was thinking of the Tamil one of Chandrababu.
Yes.
The Buddhi Ulla Manidanellam Vetri.
Buddhi Ulla Manidanand. Yeah, I mean, in the sense, that's a lesson, life lesson kind of a thing. Exactly. And it talks about how, if you're a very practical person, then you can survive and things like that, which of course Mukesh has also sang for Raj Kapoor and things like that. Okay, some of them are very lyrical, right? Some of them are almost like poetry being sung, etc., right? And some songs are known for their orchestration. For example, especially Naushad and Madan Mohan and things like that, when he composes Lata Mangeshkar songs, I mean, you can almost feel as if Lata Mangeshkar or Sadhana is saying Lag Ja Gale ke fir se and all that. I mean, you can almost think somebody is wanting to embrace you and things like that. That is because of the fantastic magic of the mood of the song and the music getting married together. I mean, that's a very, very difficult to even describe, actually. One has to experience it, right? And then some of these songs appeal to us because of the emotions. And emotions, it will appeal based upon your emotions. I mean, I am used to, let's say, some school life where maybe somebody else or even I might have had a girlfriend or something like that, and then you remember those days, you sang some song in some get-together, and then, she sent you a message saying, I liked it very much, you should sing more or something like that or whatever. So you remember, and you remember that song. For example, yesterday my Bhabi, who lives in Bombay, she is 10 years older to me. So yesterday she reminded me when I sang a favorite song of hers called Chalte Chalte from the movie Chalte Chalte. She said I should sing for her that. Then she said, do you remember what you sang for me when your brother and I got married? I said, I don't remember that at all because it was in 1969. So she tells me yesterday that you sang this Mahendra Kapoor song, which goes, Hey Nile Gagan Ke Tale. So I sang 4 lines for her and I felt very emotional because how many years back I must have sung? I must have been 15 years old, I think, when my brother got married. And if I have sung that for my brother and Bhabi, I mean, I became very emotional yesterday and even now maybe, okay? So emotion, of course, depends upon what you have within you. Now, a song may not appeal to you emotionally, but it can appeal to me. It can make me cry, for example. Right? So that is the beauty of the song. Okay, now let me give you some quick examples. Thank you for your participation. Some songs end in 2.5 minutes. Some songs don't end in 6 minutes. Right? Gaadi Bula Rahi Hai, for example. I think it goes for 6.5 minutes. Gaadi Bula Rahi Hai. Because there is a slow portion, there is a fast portion, then there is again a fast portion, and so on and so forth, which Kishore Kumar has sung for Dharmendra in the movie Dost, right? And then, okay, so I'm given some examples. For example, Aaj Fir Jeene Ki Tamanna Hai, sung by Lata ji in the 1965 film Guide and music composed by SDB. Look at the mood, what it creates. I mean, you want to be like Wahida Rahman on that truck, right? You want to jump into the truck and just say, Aaj fir jeene ki tamanna hai. What a lyric and what a mood it creates. Okay, the next one, Lag Ja Gale in the 1964 film Wo Kaun Thi, with music by Madan Mohan, Lata Mangeshkar singing Lag Ja Gale. I mean, what to say about those songs, right? Then there is Pyar Kiya To Darna Kya in the 1960 film Mughal-e-Azam by Lata ji with music by Naushad. Pyar kiya to darna kya. Now look at that. In 1960 they are saying darna kya. And what a picturization, what a singing, what a acting of Madhubala ji. I mean, it is crazy. I mean, it is, we can't describe it, right? Better to keep quiet actually. Then there are solos, duets with both male singers singing, for example, Ye Dosti or something like that, or both female singers singing, right? As well as male and female singers singing duets, right? Then there can be prayer songs, devotional songs and party songs. Then there are songs with a preamble with or without music. Suddenly it starts, or background chords. Sometimes they give only the background chords like a guitar stringing. Songs with humming at the start or humming at the end. Like for example, Nile Gagan Ke Tale, incidentally, there is a humming at the end, which I can't do anyway, because only a Mahendra Kapoor can do. Nile Gagan Ke Tale, he sings, right? So there is a humming at the end. Now there can be humming in the middle, there can be humming in the beginning. समा है सुहाना सुहाना नशे में जहां है. So that's a humming in the beginning. There can be humming in the middle, right? Like I mentioned about Abhiman song, right? Then there are songs with 3 stanzas, 4 stanzas, 5 stanzas and things like that. Then there are songs which are sung separately by male and separately by female. Then there are sad version of the song, happy version of the song. For example, the most one which is doing the rounds in WhatsApp today, Tum Bin Jaun Kahan. There are 3 versions. One is a sad version by Kishore Kumar, picturized on Bharat Bhushan. There is a romantic version of Tum Bin Jaun Kahan, picturized on Shashi Kapoor and sung by Mohammad Rafi. And there is a third version sung by Mohammad Rafi, picturized on Shashi Kapoor, but with a dramatic twist. So there is an orchestration in the behind, because suddenly Shashi Kapoor's mother is able to remember that song that they have sung it when the kid was young, or like what do you call the famous Yadon Ki Barat song, right? Yadon Ki Barat. Or for example, there can be a song like Chanda O Chanda, right? It can be sung by Lata Mangeshkar separately, picturized on somebody, and it can be sung separately by Kishore Kumar and picturized on Mehmood and things like that. Now, so these are the types of songs. Then there are other types of songs, like some of them are slow, some of them are medium. And Naushad ji had this technique that he will compose a song with 3 paragraphs. First and third paragraph will be based on one raga, the middle paragraph will be based on a second raga. What do you do now? For example, that or for that matter, Rafi Saab song in Tum Jo Mil Gaye Ho from the 1973 film Haste Zakam with music by Madan Mohan. Okay. Now what happens there? In the middle, suddenly the song starts galloping. बैठो न दूर हमसे देखो खफा न हो, बैठो न दूर हमसे देखो खफा न हो, किस्मत से मिल गए हो मिलके जुदा न हो, ओ किस्मत से मिल गए हो मिलके जुदा न हो. Then again it becomes slowly. तुम जो मिल गए हो तो ये लगता है कि जहां मिल गया. So, for example, Rafi Saab's song in बरसात की रात, जिंदगी भर नहीं भूलेगी वो बरसात की रात. There are 4 paragraphs, all the 4 are different tunes. जैसे जनती है जो हंसती है जो दिल नात नला नाननी 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 नाने. So that is one of the paragraphs. Now the third paragraph can be very different, right? So there are then songs which are lyrical themes, like for example Barsat, Sawan, Mausam, Chanda, Zindagi, Bhagwan, Gaadi, Aina, Dosti, Pyar Mohabbat, Aankhein, Hasina, Dil, Journey, that is Musafir, or things like that, Dard, Dukh, right? So there can be any number of such Antakshari type of topics. And then there can be a lot of songs which have a orchestration emphasis. For example, Ek Pyar Ka Nagma from the movie Shore. Just imagine the kind of orchestration, especially the violin, which Pyare Lal ji or Pyare Lal ji himself has played, it seems, in the orchestra, right? Or a saxophone. For example, in the Kashmir Ki Kali song, Hai duniya usi ki zamana usi ka. Only saxophone. There is nothing other instrument in this song other than saxophone. It is used as a prelude, it is used as a interlude. Hai duniya usi ki zamana usi ka, right? Or piano, for example, Aaji Ki Raat from the movie Ram Aur Shyam, or from the movie from the movie Kati Patang, right? And things like that. Then there can be songs which are based on strings, like S.D. Burman's song, Saathi na koi manzil diya hai na koi nainil चला मुझे लेके ऐ दिल अकेला कहाँ साथी न कोई मंजिल. So it goes on, and only strings, right? And then accordion. मस्ती भरा है समा हम तुम है दोनों yahan. Full accordion, complete accordion, which is, which is a beautiful, one of the most beautiful instruments. And so there can be songs which are dominated by instruments, there can be songs which are dominated by emotion, there can be songs which are dominated by lyrical richness, there can be songs which are devoted by orchestration richness, right? Okay, so I come to the last part, which is what should we do next? We have come to the end of the session actually. So what should we do next? Because we must respect your time, you must respect my time. So they said 1 hour. And so we will quickly take some questions, but what should you do next? So this is only a tutorial, right? So from today onwards itself, you should start listening to your favorite songs. You know what I do? Shall I give you my experience? I listen to the song 100 times. 100 times. People around me will get mad. Bole, Are, band karo yaar. But I will listen, because in that third paragraph, that person, Rafi, would have sung that particular word this way. I am not getting it. In the first paragraph, Kishore Kumar would have sung a song with a little bit of emotion. He would have either laughed, or he would have brought some yodeling, or he would have brought some emotion which I want to master. So I will listen to the song of Kishore Kumar or the original song. Then what I do? I also listen to the song sung by, let's say, a Sonu Nigam who sings a Mohammad Rafi song, or a Shan, or a Abhijit who may sing a Kishore Kumar song, or anybody like that, right? Whoever sings a Mukesh song and things like that, right? So I listen to them, because they may sing the same song slightly differently and help me, because Are, wow, this place, this person has sung like this. Are, I got it. I know now how to do that portion. So I listen to the song again and again and again, and in the process the words will become by heart, right? So all of you should quickly pick up 1 or 2 favorite songs. Now mind you, I will give you one golden rule for which you will remember me all your life. All your life. And what is that golden rule which G.D. Sharma will always tell? Your favorite song need not be the song which you can sing well. Full stop. Are, my favorite song is Baiju Bhavra yaar. I can't sing it, man. I can't sing it. Oh, Duniya Ke Rakhwale is my favorite song. So what? I will listen to it 200 times, but I will not sing it. I cannot sing it. I can sing आ चल के तुझे मैं लेके चलूं एक ऐसे गगन के तले जहाँ गम भी न हो आंसू भी न हो बस प्यार ही प्यार पले एक ऐसे गगन के तले. Why? Because it is within my range, which it is within my range of scale, right? So pick up your songs and try to learn them, and we will do a demo in the next session, because we will close at 5:15 or whatever, and then you will do, 1 or 2 of you, whoever is bold enough, will do a demo. Maybe it need not be with karaoke. Why I have not purposely played any karaoke track now? Because we are not talking about karaoke as yet. We are talking about elements of a song in this particular session, and we are talking about what are the elements of a song and what is it that you must give importance to, which is the 4 items, which is your scale and your bhaav and your lay and your taal, right? And so that is the foundational principles which we must first learn before we even go to any karaoke, right? So get ready with your 2 songs. Even if you mention it, it is enough. Please mention your song that these are the 2 songs that I have selected, sir, and I want to try to learn these 2 songs. That is good enough. And learn without karaoke track or any track. Learn to sing like what I did demo of many songs today. I don't know whether I did it correctly, but pardon me if I have made any mistake, but learn to do like what I have done. Okay? So that is the purpose of this particular session. I do pray and humbly request that I hope I have done some justice to this session because of the time constraint also. So please give me your feedback. Over to you.
Excellent, sir. Very nice.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. In fact, like a teacher, I have prepared actually. Like a
thank you.
or a professor, I have prepared. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. It shows.
Sir.